So, when you think lion, what comes to mind? Probably the whole king of the beasts thing, right? This lone, powerful monarch. But what if I told you that's only half the picture? The real story is way more complex and honestly, a lot more fascinating. All right, let's get into it.
Okay, so here's the absolute biggest takeaway, the one thing that changes everything. Lions are the only truly social big cats on the planet. I mean, think about it. Their closest relatives, leopards, jaguars, they're all lone wolves, so to speak. But for a lion, everything, from hunting dinner to raising cubs, it all happens within this intricate family unit. And that, right there, is what makes them so incredibly unique. Now, before we dive deep into that social world, we gotta talk about the power. I mean, you don't get a nickname like king for nothing. So let's unpack the sheer biological might that puts the lion at the very top of the food chain.
First up, let's just talk about size. We're talking about an animal that can tip the scales at 250 kilograms. That's a massive 550 pounds. That makes them the second biggest cat in the world, just after the tiger. And imagine this thing standing next to you, 4 feet tall at the shoulder. This is a creature that is literally built for dominance.
And it's not just about bulk. That size comes with some serious hardware. We're talking a bite force of 1,000 newtons, retractable claws that are 1.5 inches long. I mean, as long as your thumb. And then, the speed. They can explode into a sprint, hitting 50 miles per hour. It's just this devastating cocktail of pure power and explosive speed.
And then, there's the roar. You have to hear it to believe it. At 114 decibels, it is the loudest of any wildcat on Earth. It's so powerful, you can hear it from 5 miles away. And it's not just a sound, you know? It's a declaration. It's a territorial stake in the ground that literally shakes the savanna. And it's all thanks to this special, flexible bone in their throat.
Okay, so you've got all this incredible power, right? You'd think they'd be on the move constantly. But here's the wild part. Lions can spend up to 20 hours a day just resting. It's not laziness, not at all. It's strategy. See, they don't have great long-distance stamina, so they save up every single drop of energy for those short, violent bursts they need to make a kill.
And this is where it all comes together. All that power we just talked about, it gets supercharged when you factor in the social element, the pride. This is the heart of the lion's world, and it's where that whole myth of the solitary king just completely shatters.
So what is a pride, exactly? Well, think of it like a huge extended family. It can be just a few lions or a massive group of up to 40. But here's the most important part. The real foundation, the permanent core of the pride, is made up of related females. We're talking sisters, moms, daughters, aunts, all living and working together for their entire lives. It's a true matriarchy. And it's these lionesses who are the real providers. They handle somewhere between 80 and 90% of all the hunting. And they are brilliant at it, using these coordinated ambush tactics. But get this, even with all that skill and teamwork, they're only successful about 1 out of every 4 times they try. That's a 25% success rate. And that tells you everything about why being in a group is absolutely critical. Alone, they'd starve. But oh man, when they do succeed, the reward is huge. A single lion can pack away up to 40 kilograms, that's 88 pounds, of meat in one go. Can you even imagine? And when the whole pride gets together, they can take down and eat an entire 570-kilogram buffalo. Absolutely nothing is wasted.
So what are the males doing? Well, their main job is protection, defending the territory. And that incredible mane, it's not just for looks. A dark, full mane is basically a giant flashing billboard that says, I am healthy, I am strong, I have great genes. It's a sign of peak health and high testosterone, and you better believe the lionesses are paying attention. They actively choose mates with the most impressive manes.
And this is where new life begins. After about 110 days, a lioness will find a secluded spot to give birth to a litter of maybe 2 to 4 tiny cubs. And when they're born, they are just completely helpless, blind, small, and totally dependent on their mom, and soon the entire pride.
But being born into the pride is no guarantee of a long life. The reality is brutal. A shocking 80% of cubs die before they're even 2 years old.
The threats are everywhere. Starvation if the hunts fail, predators like hyenas, and one of the biggest dangers, rival males who take over a pride and kill the existing cubs. So that tough struggle for survival, that's always been part of being a lion. But now they're facing something entirely new, a set of modern threats that are so much more dangerous, they're threatening the very existence of their kingdom.
Which brings us to a really tough question. If they're nature's perfect predator, this powerhouse we've been talking about, then why on earth are they disappearing?
The answer is, well, it's simple and it's devastating. It's us. Lions have lost 92% of the land they used to call home. Think about that. Their historic kingdoms, which once spanned continents, have been chopped up into tiny, isolated pockets of wilderness. That makes it incredibly hard to find food, to find mates, to just survive. And the result of all that? Well, officially, they're listed as vulnerable. But that word doesn't really capture the crisis. Since 1993, their numbers have dropped by 43%. We're now looking at maybe 20,000 to 25,000 lions left in the entire world. That's it. And in some places, like West Africa, they're already on the verge of being gone forever.
So what's driving this? It's really a three-pronged attack. You have retaliatory killings, where farmers kill lions that threaten their livestock. You have that habitat loss we talked about, with their land getting carved up. And then there's poaching, which is being fueled by a growing illegal market for lion bones. It's a perfect storm.
Okay, so that all sounds pretty bleak, I know. But this story is not over yet. All across their remaining range, there are people, guardians, fighting back. And what they're doing offers a little bit of fragile but very real hope. Take the Lion Guardians program in Kenya. This is just incredible. They work with local communities to turn warriors who used to hunt lions into their protectors. And the results? They've cut down on those retaliatory killings by an amazing 90%. It proves that people and lions can find a way to live together. And for maybe the biggest comeback story of all, we have to look to India. The Asiatic lion, a totally separate subspecies, was once on the absolute brink. I'm talking fewer than 20 animals left. 20! But after decades of intense, focused conservation work in the Gir forest, their population is now up to almost 700. It's proof. It's proof that when we commit, we can pull a species back from the edge.
So that leaves us with one final thought. The lion is so much more than just a symbol of power, right? It's a critical piece of our planet's health, of our shared heritage. That iconic roar, the one that used to echo across entire continents, is fading. It's getting quieter. And the real question is, are we listening?